Welcome to your discovery lesson for the day, the Amazon rainforest. The Amazon rainforest is the largest in the world, covering over 2 million square miles, an area around the size of Australia. It's home to more plants and animal species than any other habitat on Earth, and new ones are being discovered every year. So, if you look at the top, look at all this huge area that comprises part of the Amazon basin and the Amazon River. The Amazon River flows over 4,000 miles from the Andes Mountains in Peru to the Atlantic Ocean. The Amazon and the 1,000 smaller rivers that feed into it hold 20% of all the world's fresh water. Over 3,000 gallons of water flow from the Amazon into the Atlantic Ocean every second. The seawater is diluted so much by the fresh water from the Amazon that it's still only slightly salty 90 miles out into the ocean. So I want to show you another picture of, this is just a really cool picture of the Amazon River, how it kind of winds through. It's kind of muddy and murky looking. But if you see up here, see that picture up there with the cross? That is the source. So that's where the Amazon starts flowing. And then this picture right here is just a part of this section. So the Amazon River flows all through here, and then there's all these tiny little rivers and tributaries that come off of it, and then it rushes out into the Atlantic Ocean. And like they said, like we know we swim in the Atlantic Ocean and we go out on the boat out there and it's salty water, right? Well, the Amazon River is fresh water, and so much of it comes out, and it's so large that way out here the water isn't even salty anymore. So today we're going to learn about some of the animals that live in the Amazon. And like I've said and I've read, there are thousands of different species. So we could spend the whole time we're in Discovery every day learning about a different animal that lives there. So today we're just going to learn about the sloth, the jaguar, the macaw, and the tapir. So the internet and YouTube has a wealth of information. You can go find out so many facts about these animals. I'm just going to show you some pictures and read and just give you a little bit of information about each animal. And then your parents have a clip art page that I made. You can go find these animals we talked about today, color them the colors that you see in the pictures that I show you, and cut them out and glue them into your layers of your rainforest where they live, right? Because remember, each of them has their own section that they live in. So first, let's talk about this guy. He's adorable. This is the three-toed sloth. He's a very slow moving animal, and he sleeps most of the day. A sloth spends almost all of its life in the trees. It only comes down to the ground about once a week. And you know why he does that? Because he has to go to the bathroom. So this guy lives up in the canopy, and he hangs out up there, so everything he needs to survive is up there. But once a week, he has to go potty, so he'll come down just to go poo-poo. I know, that's very funny, isn't it? The three-toed sloth spends a lot of time hanging on to tree branches, and it often hangs upside down. And he's a mammal, and he's about the size of a medium dog. And they like to eat leaves, shoots, and fruits. And they do make sounds that kind of sound like, "Aye!" And they just have one baby at a time. Sloths are good swimmers. If they accidentally tumble out of a tree into water, they can swim to shore and climb into another tree. Sloths move super slowly through the trees, munching on juicy leaves. Sometimes they don't move at all, so it's hard to tell if they're awake or asleep. Tiny plant-like organisms called green algae grow on the three-toed sloth's fur. The algae gives the fur a greenish color. So make sure when you're coloring your sloth in that you can maybe put a little brown and then layer a little bit of green over that, right? This helps the sloth do what? That's right, blend into the trees and hide from animals that might want to eat it. Sloths have long curved claws on each of these toes. These are perfect for hanging onto trees, but they make walking impossible. On the forest floor, the three-toed sloth just drags itself along on its belly, because you can see in that picture, right? He's got these claws for hanging, but when he gets down on the ground, he has a really hard time walking, so he just drags himself.